Hey everyone, welcome to another episode from Pro Engineering. In this episode, we are going to take a look at this. I know what you're saying. We've already taken a look at this, but that's not entirely true because we're actually going to take a look at that. Okay, perhaps an explanation is in order. So this one down here, which I'm going to open up right now, is the original one that I had reviewed. And so I absolutely adored the car, but there were some little things I wasn't a huge fan of. After the review, the company that made this car, LDRC, reached out, thanked me for my review and my, few criticisms of the vehicle and said, we'd like to send you another one because we've made some changes. And this is the car right here. So let's take a look at what we've got. I really didn't see much different box-wise. But honestly, I don't care that the box is the same. What I care about is that the car has had some items altered. So let's slide this guy. Ooh, is it red? Decals are in here. Okay, same remote that I'm not a huge fan of, although it's more than operational. Okay, these are telling us where the decals go. I believe this opens up. So there is an English variation here. I like the red. Oh my God, they painted this. They painted, that's outstanding. So the way that you see this car here, I painted this. There's links to this full build in the description. However, when the white car arrived, it was completely white. There was none of this black on here. It did come with decals that you can see here. But what LDRC have done is they've not put decals on the car, which is great. I hate stickers. That's fantastic. A little bit odd is the choice to use an entirely black headlight door, but that's very easily remedied. This is a pretty generic red, so you can always just paint the opening. But what I'm going to do instead is, because I've already got a car that's got a white hood, I'm going to paint this black. Now, there's plenty of things to do on the car for the detailer out there. You know, we want to paint around the windows, the tail lights. As I recall, I painted those myself on this vehicle. These tires are nice. They really are. A little bit, this is just a taste thing. I'm not a huge fan of low profile tires. So these are drift tires on this vehicle. I'm also seeing that the motors are different. I bet you this car is going to be faster. As I also recall, they reoriented the servo on this car. So the car sits a little bit too low in the rear for my liking. To remedy that, what I did on this vehicle is I just put some 2mm spacers in the back, and that bumped it up more than enough. Here we have some additional goodies as well. So these are some rubber tires, quite similar to what this one here came with. These are printed tires and printed rims. They look, these I believe are the original style that the white one came with, and they're still quite good. They do have a rubber tire on it, which basically means you're going to have some grip. I'm quite excited to try this hard plastic compound here. This is kind of cool because it does have rear independent suspensions. You can see that here, just kind of neat. There you go. Same with the front. I feel like the toe has to be adjusted a bit. It also came with this, and I'm quite curious. I'm gonna say that I still don't like this radio, but wow, that made that about 2,000 times better. I'm kind of blown away by just the addition of foam donut, but it's I think quite a bit nicer. The car overall is 1/18 scale. I'm going to go ahead and just confirm by doing some calculations because I'm just curious how 1/18 it is. My goal, of course, is to kind of detail this up as I did to this car. I'm a massive Toyota Corolla GTS/AE86 fan, so the red one is just fantastic. Step one, let's disassemble this because that's always what we want to do in this channel. We have these two screws at the rear. There's two here at the front, and I believe, pretty certain that's all of them. So technically, you don't have to pull the front ones out. The bumper tilts down and slides. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. It just slides out. Okay, so the servo mounted under the hood to actuate the headlights. We have a centrally mounted servo here for steering. Again, we have a double wishbone rear suspension with adjustable rear toe. I still feel like this is a little bit on the stiff side. I also feel like this one here needs a little bit more camber. or pardon me, less camber, I should say. Is this got a diff? Okay, so there's no diff on this. I'm going to pull apart the white car just to see what the differences are. Ignore the couple extra wires in this car. Again, the extra wiring in here is all me. So check this out. So the servo on the original car is laying down here. You've got that going to it's effectively a bell crank. And on this car over here, they have nicely upgraded that. There's basically, we'll have to just check the steering rate on these two cars. Electronics wise, it looks like we have, just cosmetically speaking, the exact same PCBs, which I think is more than acceptable. The PCB on this car was fantastic. This is a mix of a receiver, speed controller, and servo controller, as well as the third channel for this car's headlights. So very, very nice. The battery is located under the car. I see so many people complaining that, oh, the battery's held in with a screw. You have to understand that the price point of this vehicle targets this toward younger children, and a requirement for children of a certain age is that the battery compartments will not open up in the event that something is dropped. So the addition of a screw makes that significantly less likely. Now, usually that applies to batteries that are, individual cells and all that, but it's likely that LDRC just said, you know what the heck, let's just play it safe. You can always just not put the screw back. That's what I'm going to do for now. Okay, so that is plugged in. Here is the radio. So the radio has one screw in the grip. This just slides, I believe it slides out. Yeah, and there's two AAAs that go in here. For this, I am going to put the battery in because the positive latch mechanism on this isn't particularly stiff. All right, so that is on. We'll turn this on there. The car's power switch is right here. Oop. On. Okay. All right. Steering is a little off. Let's go ahead and center that. The steering is adjusted by this knob here. Whoa, holy cow. Oh my God. Whoa. I was not expecting that much steering angle. Holy cow. Okay, that's cool. So I think what we have here is an actual drift car. So A usually is a motor max speed indicator here. That's a lot faster. B appears to want to limit the servo throw, but it seems that it's not limiting it enough. They put bearings in this. There's ball bearings in this. That's a ball bearing. Holy cow. So I put ball bearings in mine. These are 5x8 ball bearings, and they've headlights, by the way. Very cool. Push a little C button here. I mean, total gimmick, right? But it's bloody amazing. I absolutely love that on the white one over here. All right, I'm going to scoot the new one over. Here's the old one. We're going to turn this radio on as well. Turn this car on. I'm going to try and... oh my God, I have too many wires in this one. Okay, we're going to try and just move that over a bit like this, okay? And I'm going to turn both wheels to their maximum position. Do my best here. I apologize. Okay, and that one pretty much is a drift car. This one here. Okay, there's again the B. The B option does increase the steering angle quite a bit, but not as much as that one. That one actually has a bit more steering than the one on the right. Shutting B off will again give it kind of regular steering. That isn't the case on the red car, so I'm gonna have to double check about that. It is really smooth though. It's just quite remarkable that they've actually gone to this effort to make improvements. I can't tell you how many companies I've talked to, given my feedback, and they completely ignore me. But here they've actually done something outstanding. Again, they've not just done that, they've also added bearings. What is the speed of this? This is all going to be relative, of course. Okay, so here, this is in high. It's not nearly as smooth as this one here. Then what have they done differently at the rear? What the hell is that? Is that a CV boot? Oh my God. Holy cow. Okay, let's check this out. Check this out. These are plastic universal joints right there, okay? There's universal drives. These are not. Check what out. Oh my God. Check out what they did here. Look at these tiny little metal ones here. This feels a lot smoother. Wow. Let's floor it on this one here again. That is so much smoother. I mean, it's just remarkable when people... I'm sorry, I'm kind of speechless. I know this is not a very expensive car. It's very basic, but you have to understand my point of view over here. I've reviewed, oh God, I don't even, probably over 100 cars. Here, I had a car that I really liked, needed some work, and they've done it. I mean, I really am kind of speechless. Let's put this back together, drive it around. I don't own a drift car. This will be my first one, and let's see how it behaves and go from there. We're going to attempt to figure it without the gyro. I'm awful at all this. You want to try this? I'm simply not understanding.
With or without the gyro?
Gyro's off. And I just here you go.
The aiming part that's hard.
Yeah. I wonder if...
Also, it's pointing to a certain direction. Oh, I think I almost got it.
I think what we're doing is we're not using the throttle properly. So there's a level of incompetence on our side. I'm just curious how somebody who's good at this will do. This is too low. Ooh, that was almost it.
It's like you gotta turn left and then quick right.
Yeah.
But not all the way. It's hard to gauge it.
Oh, well, you almost had that one.
Damn, that's hard.
Admittedly, I'm not good at drifting. I did feel like I was better when I reviewed the FC version of this A-Series chassis, and I don't know if it's just because of the increased wheel track or perhaps they changed something else, but I felt like I was suspiciously bad with this one here. I did like all of the pre-painting that they did. That really, really helped with the detail, and the new gold wheels look really, really good also. Again, I did design and 3D print my own wheels and tires for this here, but that's besides the point. It is a good entry-level car. I happen to believe that this should have a steering limiting on this that makes it go from kind of normal on-road driving to that severe left and right articulation that you need for drift, and this really doesn't have that. And I think it kind of limits the appeal for someone that just wants to buy one of these to buzz around the front yard and the driveway, because it wants you to drift it. That was why I kind of like the earlier version of this better, because that one does have a significant difference between standard steering and drift steering. And as a result, I would kind of lean toward that one, even though this one does have quite a number of upgrades, like the ball bearings and the onboard gyro and all the detailed body. The other version you can get for like 35 bucks. This one's around 60. So it's going to be dependent on what you want to do with it. So with that said, do you want one? If perhaps you like the body style of the 86, and who doesn't, and you're looking into some 110 scale drifting, I think this is a very, very easy step forward, partly because it'll get your feet wet, and secondly, when you are done with it, a little bit of model detailing on this bad boy, put it in a display case, and no one will be the wiser that this is radio controlled versus a static model. I think that it's limited a little bit more because it's only designed for drifting versus the previous one, as I mentioned, and I think that might hurt this for the younger audience. So keep that in mind if you are looking to buy one of these for your child. Now, you are going to see this vehicle again very soon on my channel. Would you care to guess what will be happening with this vehicle? Okay, let me give you a little hint. This is an Alfa Romeo Giulietta, and this is an old toy of mine from when I was very, very little. It is one of those forward backward cars, and it does that based on drag of this miserable little wheel here. Front wheels have been broken missing for 35 years, but I noticed something. If we line the two cars up, I still can't believe it. The wheelbase is exactly the same. I measured it. It might look a little weird in the camera right now. It is exactly the same. And even the wheels, okay, these are the wheels I designed, these are the ones they came with, are exact. I think they might be a millimeter, maybe a millimeter larger on this, but I printed these. Wheel track, check it out. Wheel track is exactly the same. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. So the next time you see this vehicle, and you will, it will be an Alfa Romeo Giulietta, perhaps drifting. I don't know. We shall see. That's part of why I like a lot of these builds, and especially cars this size, is I have so many vehicles of this scale that it's really easy to kind of buy one of these, cut, lengthen, stretch, shorten, increase track. There's so much you can do with these, and I'm super excited for this upcoming project. My friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was informative, and we'll see you next time.